Good morning. Welcome to the first of, I hope to have many Grafton County Commissioner updates to the people of District 3 of Grafton County. My name is Omer Ahern Jr. and I am a Grafton County Commissioner, and I represent the folks of District 3 going up to Rumney and over to Dorchester, Groton, Warren, and down to the southern part of the county, Alexandria, Bristol, Ashland, Holderness, etc., and the town of Plymouth. And Juliet has asked me, and PB Cam have asked me to come and talk a little bit about what is going on in Grafton County government. Statutorily, counties in New Hampshire, and there are 10 counties in New Hampshire, and there are 3 county commissioners that are responsible for the operations of county government. The other 2 commissioners in Grafton County from District 1 is Commissioner Wendy Piper. She represents the towns of Hanover, City of Lebanon, and the town of Enfield. And then from County Commissioner District 2 is Commissioner Linda Lauer, and she right now is the chairman of the Grafton County Board of Commissioners. And Commissioner Lauer represents the towns up and around Bath, North Haverhill, and that part of Grafton County. I have served as a Grafton County Commissioner before the years 2011 and 2012. Some of my background, some of my experience. I've also served as a Sullivan County Commissioner for 2 terms back in 1989 through 1992. And I've also served as a member of the New Hampshire General Court as a representative in the years 2003, 2004. What is going on right now in Grafton County? And there are 3 areas that the county commissioners are responsible for. We are statutorily responsible for the operation and the management of the nursing home, and we have one of the, if not the best nursing home in the state of New Hampshire. We also are responsible for the operation and the management of the Department of Corrections. We have a brand new facility in the last 4 years up at the complex in North Haverhill. The Department of Corrections has the pre-trial confinement for people who have been charged with crimes, who haven't been able to post bail, and they're held at the House of Correction in the jail. And we could have a person charged with murder, and they're not held down at the state's prison. They are held, if they cannot post bail, at the county jail. We also have a county House of Correction for people who are sentenced to less than a year and a day in jail, and we have about 150 beds in our Grafton County Department of Corrections. Right now, the population in the Department of Corrections is around 99 inmates, as we call them, residents of the Department of Corrections, and there are about 6 folks that are out on electronic monitors, and we also have a number of people in our drug court program and the alternative sentencing program. So the commissioners are responsible for the running of, again, the nursing home, the House of Correction, and one other thing that's at this point in time is unique to Grafton County. We are the last county home in the state of New Hampshire that still has an active dairy operation and agricultural farming operation. We grow vegetables, and we have an outstanding dairy operation thanks to our farm manager, Donnie Kimball, and our herdsman, Ben White. In fact, the Cabot Creamery recently acknowledged the quality of our milk in some type of thing that they sent out on one of those new things called Twitter or something. I have a hard time with the new technology, but the Grafton County Dairy Farm is an outstanding operation. And what's important to the people of Grafton County is the dairy operation and the farm operation provide opportunities for the inmates from the Department of Corrections to work outside of the Department of Corrections and maybe in some instances learn a little bit about agriculture, but they help to keep the cost of our farming operation down because they're willing to work out in the dairy barn and work with the heifer calves, and that saves a little bit on some of the labor costs. So we provide that opportunity, and a number of the inmates are very excited to be able to get out of the Department of Corrections during the day and work on the farm. One of the big issues right now that the Grafton County Commissioners are looking into is the Northern Pass situation. In fact, I spent all day yesterday, Tuesday, the 14th of February, at a technical review hearing down at the Site Evaluation Committee down in Concord. And we were listening to a Mr. George Sansucci, an engineer, talk about the report that he did in pre-filed testimony with regard to his concerns on behalf of a number of northern Grafton County towns, including the town of Plymouth, as to his concerns about what the Northern Pass could do in terms of not being good for the people and the communities of Grafton County. So that's an ongoing project. This is a portion of my anti-Northern Pass file. This is just a portion of that file. Our Grafton County attorney, Laura Saffo, is also working with the County Board of Commissioners with regard to the Northern Pass. Commissioner Linda Lauer is acting on behalf of the Board of Commissioners as we are interveners in the Site Evaluation Committee proceedings, and things are going to be really heating up when the Site Evaluation Committee hearings begin in April and May. One of the projects or one of the obligations that the County Commissioners have is to put together a proposed county budget, and that county budget process is starting right now. When this new Board of Commissioners met on January 4th or January 5th, one of the first things that we had to talk about was giving some direction to the department heads. And the department heads that put together budgets are the nursing home, the farm, the maintenance, human services, the IT department, alternative sentencing, of course, the Department of Corrections, the Registry of Deeds, and Human Resources. So these are, and the Sheriff's Office. So we have quite a few things that we have to propose in a budget. But again, the Commissioner's budget is only a proposed budget. The budget proposed by the Commissioners has to go to the county delegation. And the county delegation is made up of all the elected state representatives from the towns and cities of Grafton County. And it's the county delegation, those members of the House of Representatives, that either have to approve or deny the county budget. And they do have a window of time beginning the 1st of July, I think through to the 1st of September, in which time to either approve or deny the county budget. And if they do not act in a timely manner, then by state statute, the county commissioner's budget becomes the default budget if the delegation fails to act in a timely manner. My experience in my years of dealing with county government, never seen a county delegation fail to act in either passing or denying the budget. The commissioners, beginning in I think the first Thursday in March, starting at 9 o'clock in the morning, we will be starting our budget hearings. That's when the different department heads, and I don't know what the schedule is yet, or at least if I do, I don't have it in front of me, but the department heads will be coming in and talking with the commissioners about what it is that they're looking for in their budgets. Certainly, I have asked each of the department heads to come in with a very sensible budget, even cutting some of their budgets from the past. And I specifically asked each of the department heads if they have to come in with a significant increase to explain to us whether there's a state statute or a state agency or federal agency rule or regulation that is causing them to have these increases in their budgets. So we've asked them to identify areas where what I might feel are burdensome state or federal rules and regulations that cause an increase in spending at the county level which ultimately has a negative impact on the taxpayers of Grafton County. So again, the county budget hearing process will begin the first Thursday in March, and pretty much every Thursday in the month of March, starting at 9 o'clock. And again, we'll have all the department heads and the sheriff and the Register of Deeds come in and make their presentations. And sometime by the end of April, early May, the commissioners will hope to have a proposed budget to present to the county delegation. And again, the county delegation are your elected state representatives, people that you elect every 2 years in November, just as you elect the commissioners every 2 years in November. And you certainly should have contact with your state representatives and let them know how you feel about the budget. And you can certainly let me know what your concerns are about the budget. And if you're in District 1 or District 2, you can certainly contact your commissioners, either Commissioner Piper in District 1 or Commissioner Lauer in District 2. Our contact information is on the county website. If you Google Grafton County, New Hampshire, you should be able to get to the website. My contact information, my phone number is here in Plymouth, 536-2224, 536-2224. I do not have a cell phone, but I do have voicemail on my office number. And if you want to contact me by email, I have an email address of omer.ahern.jr@gmail.com. I also have a county Gmail address for county information discussions with things because of the Right to Know Law RSA 91-A. They want us to have any contact via email through the county Gmail system. One of the big projects that we need to be worrying about coming up in terms of listening to Mr. Jim Oakes, who was the maintenance supervisor. I'll tell you one thing, we are very blessed to have some outstanding department heads and employees at Grafton County. I'm very, very impressed with the quality of the experience and the quality of the knowledge of these folks. Brent Ruggles, the information technology director, is just, an outstanding whiz when it comes to all of the information technology things. But getting back to maintenance, Mr. Oakes is advising us that we may be having an issue with the sewer system on the county complex, and he is looking into whether we've got some significant issues with that. If that is going to be a significant issue, that's going to be a very expensive project for the county to deal with, and ultimately that's going to negatively impact the county taxpayers. Another issue that will be coming up, all the time, it's keeping up to date with all the technology, the information technology. That's an ongoing concern, and replacing the equipment so that all of our computers and the required technology that the federal government imposes on us at the nursing home and at the Department of Corrections. We also have another organization that Commissioner Lauer and Commissioner Piper are involved in, the New Hampshire Association of Counties. They meet on a regular basis. They help to identify legislation that's being considered by the General Court and the New Hampshire Senate as to how that would impact county operations and county government. So they're involved with those things there. And things just go on and on and on. Oh, the county commissioners do meet on a regular basis, except this week. The county commissioners meet up in North Haverhill at the administration building on every Tuesday. Every Tuesday, and our meetings start at 9 o'clock, and those meetings go until they're over. Sometimes our meetings might get over at 11 o'clock. Sometimes they get over at 1 or 2 o'clock. And at every meeting, we'll have one or two of our department heads. For example, here's a copy of the agenda from the February 7th meeting. At that meeting, we had Laura Saffo, the county attorney, come in and talk with us about some issues She advises the county commissioners on legal issues. Then Craig Labor, the nursing home administrator, he came in and made his monthly report to us. And then Karen Clough, the human resources director, came in and made her presentation about what openings we have at the county home in the various departments. Oh, by the way, if you're an RN and you're looking for work, we need RNs at the nursing home. If you are an LNA, a licensed nursing assistant, we need LNAs at the nursing home out in North Haverhill. And so if you're involved in the nursing profession at all, contact Craig Labor up at the Grafton County Nursing Home. We're having a hard time finding good qualified people to fill these positions. So please make your desires known if you can help us out in that. On January 31st, we had Donnie Kimball, the farm manager, come and make his report. Again, Karen Clough came in and had some other things as the human resources director to talk with us about. Craig Labor was also in at that meeting. Mr. Tom Elliott, the superintendent of the Department of Corrections, came in on an issue to talk with us. And so we also had a non-public session dealing with labor negotiations. January 17th, we had Chief Justice Tina Nato and Judge McLeod from Grafton County Court to come and speak with us about felonies first, and Nancy Bishop from the Health and Services Administration there at the county level. Nancy's a longtime county employee. Nancy has saved the taxpayers of Grafton County hundreds of thousands of dollars over the years because she's looking very closely at the Medicaid and the Medicare reimbursements for the residents in our nursing home. She does a great job for us. Kelly Monahan, the Register of Deeds, came in and talked with us about some issues she's got at the Registry of Deeds. She came in with Sheriff Doug Dutile and Jim Oakes. So those were the department heads that we were meeting with on January 17th. On January 10th, again, we met with Donnie Kimball, the farm manager, Karen Clough, Human Resources Director, Kelly Monahan, Register of Deeds, Craig Labor, the Nursing Home Administrator, Bill Gilding, who is the Alternative Sentencing Program Director. Now, what Alternative Sentencing is, relatively new program. It involves people that have been charged with felonies, usually first-time offenders. They're given the option of either, going through a trial, or if they're willing to plead to the felony charge, they are given then the option of going through the alternative sentencing program, which is a year-long intensive program of counseling and meetings and dealing with counselors to help them get through the issues that cause them to get into trouble with law in the first place. Part of the alternative sentencing program is to keep people out of the House of Correction, keep people from going through our criminal justice system, which is a lot more expensive than the alternative sentencing program. So Bill Gilding is the director of the alternative sentencing program. Laura Saffo also came in and gave her report as the county attorney. One of the issues that we're dealing with in terms of budget is we've been advised by our health insurance provider that we're looking at an almost 16% increase in our health insurance rates for our county employees. And actually it's 15.74% is what the health insurance provider is saying we may be looking at, and 15.74% translates into an increase in the health insurance budget alone of about $400,000. That's another big pill for our Grafton County taxpayers, and I'm very concerned about all of these costs accumulating, and I'm doing the very best I can to address these and work with the other two commissioners to come up with a budget that involves sensible spending so that we're not putting as much of a burden on our county taxpayers. I'm fully cognizant of the fact that, Grafton County is an aging county. It's a grain county. A lot of our citizens are on Social Security, and it's my understanding that there hasn't been any increase in the Social Security benefits to our folks on Social Security. And if they're not getting an increase, it's really hard to ask them to help shoulder more of the burden of county government. But we've got county employees that are looking for pay raises. We have 2 unions up at the county complex up there in North Haverhill. We have a brand new union at the Department of Corrections for the line officers, and then we have a union in the nursing home that we have to be working with. So this is where we're going. Seems like every meeting we have to have a non-public session under RSA 91-A, and those are things that I'm legally bound not to discuss, but there's just a myriad of concerns and issues that we're confronted with almost on a weekly basis. So I encourage you folks to go to the county website, and I don't have that county website information with me, but the next time we meet, I'll have that information for you. And also, there are phone numbers that you can talk with people up there at the county complex up in North Haverhill. The other thing I think we're very blessed with here in Grafton County is we have a fantastic cooperative extension program through the University of New Hampshire. We have some very outstanding cooperative extension people. Heather Bryant, who's a fruit and vegetable expert. Michael Lunak, who is the dairy expert for the entire state of New Hampshire. We have him working with us right up there in Grafton County. That's where his home base is. We have folks with 4-H that work up there. We have our own county forester. Oh, they're not called county foresters anymore. They're called UNH Cooperative Extension Educator Forestry. That's the name. So we have a lot of resources in Grafton County. If you're a gardener and you need some help on how to manage your garden, we've got the Master Gardeners program up there, and again, you can call up there at UNH Cooperative Extension and talk with Chris Vaughn, who answers the phone up there, and there's just a lot of good people up there. So I'm talked out at this point, Juliet, unless you have some questions of me that you'd like me to expound upon a little bit.
Nope, that's it.
Well, thank you very much, folks. Again, I'm Omer Ahern Jr. I'm your Grafton County Commissioner from District 3. And again, my phone number is 536-2224. Call me anytime. If I'm not in, please leave a message with your phone number and a good time for me to return your call. Thank you. God bless America, and God bless the state of New Hampshire.